Hey everyone, welcome to Marketing Monday with the Watertown Oswego SBDC, where we talk about marketing on Mondays. I know, it's a great title. And today's discussion continues what we did last week, which is talking about marketing ideas for under $25. I'm joined by Mike Kinney and Zach and Jordan, the SBDC interns slash amazing, helpful folks. And so marketing under $25. When you guys think of that, do you have any thoughts before we get into some of the things that I have come up with ahead of this broadcast and you guys can riff on?
Great.
I think it's a great idea. First, yeah.
You don't need a lot of money, right? The thing with marketing is sometimes just being clever, right? Or talking to your customers. It doesn't have to cost $25. It can be your time, it can be your creativity. And so the first kind of section that we did last week was talking about kind of ways you could be visible. And so we went over things like making a Google business listing and like using posters, print posters, especially if they're cool looking, because I always find myself looking at those when I'm at the coffee shop or whatever. And there's a couple of other sections that we didn't get through, which is why this is a part two. And so I'm calling this section of like working with other people. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I think that's the expression. Anyway. So it starts with item 16 because we did 1 through 15 last week. So if you missed that, go check out part 1. But this number 16 is co-hosting an event with another business. I don't know if you guys have seen that before or if you've done it yourselves, but yeah.
I think working with another business is a really good idea. When I used to have my comedy club theater, we used to do a dinner package with a local restaurant and also an overnight package with a local hotel. So what happens is then the restaurant's promoting it, the hotel's promoting it, and we're promoting it. So we're all promoting each other, and it's huge. And it you get triple the bang for your bucks on your advertising dollar. But more importantly, everybody, you got 3 times as many people promoting it, talking about it, trying to sell it. So
absolutely.
And I've actually had experience with that also. So I think I mentioned this before, but my other job, I work for a catering company, and this past weekend we put on a dinner with our local yacht club. So we worked with the yacht club and ourselves together to put on a wonderful dinner. Just promoted the yacht club and really kind of displaying what they're about. To work together, we put out some of our business cards, on their tables, and it was just a really good way to promote both joining the yacht club, but also promote the catering company too. So, and they were very grateful for everything. So it was a nice partnership.
And another thing you guys do is like they're involved. They also help out with the Greater Watertown Chamber of Commerce, and they do the business after hours once a month. And the interesting thing the chamber did is they always co-host with a sponsoring organization. So another group sponsors it, and then usually a third group, wherever it is. For example, recently it was at the Harbor Hotel in Clayton. So they're promoting it, and then the local business is promoting, plus the chamber's promoting it. And these guys are great at talking all of them up. So yeah, it's a win all the way around. Win, win, win.
Yeah, and also I just want to throw out before we move on to the next one that you don't have to wait for somebody to do it. You don't have to wait for the Chamber of Commerce or somebody to do it. You can just decide to do something like the catering company with the yacht club. They're like, hey, let's co-host an event. Let's do it. So you can initiate and and you can contact an area hotel, an area restaurant, and kind of do something together. And I know a lot of the regional chambers of commerce will, if you have set up a package like that, that's more of a destination thing, they will help you promote it. So yeah. So I know throwing an event is kind of a big thing, but just know that it doesn't have to be huge. It can be a limited scope and still be pretty effective.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be afraid to ask. I think that's so important. Because a lot of times, someone else is thinking about it, but they just haven't thought about it. They haven't done it. They haven't initiated it. Yeah. So be an initiator, and you know, in order to be a successful business, you have to initiate. So don't be afraid to ask, and people are more than welcome to help you and partner with you most of the time.
Absolutely. Especially if you're the one creatively thinking of it. I don't know. I love it when someone else like, oh, cool, you thought through all this and all I have to do is like participate. Great. You know, so the other businesses will appreciate that as well. And now
And
the next, oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, sorry about that.
No,
And
you're good.
if you say something, and you know, let's say business A doesn't want, you know, it's like, well, it's a good idea, but that's not really what we're looking for. There could be another business that comes along the way and say, actually, that's a great idea. That's exactly what we're looking for. And then, you know, they may want to partner with you. It's just another way of getting you and your business out there.
Absolutely. Great,
Yeah, it's
great,
a good
great.
point, Jordan. It's like, don't give up just because you ask, you know, because somebody else might think the idea is great.
Absolutely. Now, another thing, if you feel like an event might be a little bit too much bandwidth, something you can do is host some kind of giveaway of another business's product. I guess you could do your own, but I think it's more fun. Like if you're giving away something and then the business is giving away something of yours. So then you're getting in front of their audience and they're getting in front of yours. And it's just a natural marketing thing because especially if they're giving something away, people are definitely going to see that in terms of social media type content. Have you guys ever won anything in one of these kind of giveaways, or seen them seen them executed yourselves?
These guys win all the time at the chamber events.
Really?
They've been banned for participating.
Well, not me, but
Yeah, it's Zach.
partner right here.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. So everybody, don't kidnap Zach to bring to the casino with you. Okay, he's lucky, but
Yeah,
you can host your own giveaway.
Well, they usually set it up pretty good too. Like if they can get two businesses to kind of coincide, like a hotel or a restaurant, something like that, to where like if the hotel is giving away the restaurant, anybody who likes that hotel is, you know, maybe a new customer of the restaurant moving forward, and vice versa.
Yeah, Zach, give us some examples of the prizes you've won.
All right, yeah. So at the one in Alex Bay, I won was it Riley's by the River, a gift card for that restaurant right there. And then the most recent one, I got a night stay with breakfast included and a whole bunch of stuff from JP Morgan for the Thousand Islands Harbor Hotel.
He's a lucky man, this guy.
Right. And and it sounds like a gift card or a gift certificate's a really popular thing to give away, and that's something that every business can participate in.
So
you don't have to be hospitality.
Yeah, gift cards are especially really good to give away. Most of the time, I think the statistic is like 98 or 99% of people spend over the face value of a gift card, and then there's that 1/3 who just never uses it, and it's free money.
Yeah, when I had the Lake Ontario Playhouse again, the comedy club and the theater, we would give away tickets all the time on the radio, and it was a huge thing. And you know, you give away a pair of tickets, but guess what? They show up. They usually bring other people with them. They usually have something to drink. They usually have something to eat, and more importantly, they enjoy and spread the word of this great product, you know, and have a great time. So it's just if you can figure out a way to give away, you know, tickets or certificates or whatever, and you can control it in such a way that, you know, not valid on Saturday night. If Saturday night's the night that, you know, whatever, you're always packed, you know, you can, that's fine. It's legitimate. No one has a problem with that, you know, and it's just a great win-win, and it's a win for you, but it's also a win for the customer, which the customer walks in already winning. They're happy, you know?
Yeah. And I don't know about you guys, but I would be, I don't know, maybe as excited or more excited if I won like a free lawn mow or like something, not just, you know, in a hotel or a restaurant, but if you're a business kind of that works outside of that, I would be just as excited to win some kind of thing from you as well. And it could be something like a gift certificate.
Yeah, there's all sorts of options.
Yeah. Now this next one, I haven't seen a lot of local people do, and this is good for Zach and Jordan maybe, but I've always wanted to do this with another business, which is a social media takeover. And it's this idea that like I would run someone's Instagram and they would run mine talking about their products. I've seen big brands do it. I haven't seen small businesses do it. And I don't see why that couldn't work.
No, that's a great idea because you got a different perspective coming in, looking at your Yeah, no, that's really interesting. And you're doing the same thing. So yeah, I love that. I never
Well,
heard of it. I love
and
it.
I wanted to do it with I don't think I explained it well, but the Cornell Cooperative Extension in my area has this rentable kitchen space,
Mhm.
and I have rentable office space. And so I was like, why don't you guys take over and you can talk about the rentable kitchen, because we don't do that, and then we can talk about the rentable office space, because let's face it, we might have some of the same customers, but they're just getting in front of a different audience would be super valuable, and it wouldn't cost either of us anything. But I think it was just, getting them to participate was, because it's a nonprofit and they had to go through a series of you know, approvals and things like that. And like I said, I don't think I explained it well. So
Yeah, it can be tough when you're dealing with nonprofits because they have
Oh,
they have a different criteria and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, I think it's an awesome idea because just the idea of you're having an outside person promoting what you do, they're going to look at it differently. They're going to come up with ideas and things that you never thought of, and of course, you're going to do the same for them. And I mean, and then hopefully you're going to get some new ideas from that. I mean, so even it's worth even more than that promotional period because you're going to get new ideas and kind of look at it in a different perspective than you would have otherwise.
yeah.
What do you guys think?
Oh,
So something
go
else
ahead.
too, the social media takeover. So if you go to different business pages and you look at each of their posts, you notice they're significantly different. It could influence one business to, maybe use more colors in their post, or, use more emojis, or, just like you could learn from that. You could learn from each business's posts, and that way enhance your post, which will enhance your audience for your business. So that I feel like that'd be something else really cool with a social media takeover.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's almost like you can use the excuse of like, oh, well, these other people are maintaining my account. So, they're just trying stuff. Kind of an excuse to go beyond what you normally do. That's a great point.
I think we should have our Generation Z take over our SBDC social media for a week. That would be fun.
Oh, there you go.
Completely take it over. Just
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should bring that up at your meeting, because I think that would be really, really cool. And especially if you're really clear that someone else is running it. Like I said, your audience can be a lot more permissive of maybe things not being exactly like they normally are. So it's a good experiment.
If you have consistent things you do, you just need to tell the people so they know that on blah 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 this happens, just so that you don't miss anything. But if communication's there, you're good.
Yeah.
So all right, so Zach and Jordan, what would be one thing if you wanted to do something with the SBDC right now to take over one thing? What would you do? What would you give me an idea? Give us an idea. Put you on the spot. See, I guess we do everything perfectly. Isn't that great, Nicole?
No, it's all right. We'll come back at the end. I mean, I would feel a little on the spot as somebody who's done social media for 15 years if someone asked me that question. So we'll come back at the end. No big deal whatsoever.
See, now we have a teaser for the end. See, now you have to stay for the end.
Oh, there we go.
What will Zach and Jordan say?
All right. So in number 19 I had was hosting a networking event. Now I said we said co-hosting an event earlier, but I think a way for people to meet other people related to your business or something like that, I think would be really great. And the thing with networking events is that most people, at least I don't anyway, when I see that something's a networking event, I'm expecting maybe coffee, and I'm expecting also it to be relatively short. So whether it's sort of a speed networking kind of thing where, I don't know if you've been to those kind of things, kind of like speed dating, but it's like networking and you just talk to someone and then you move along, or whether it's some kind of informal thing where like, hey, show up, meet these kind of people. And then there's not really any pressure on you to have like a program or like a concert or whatever. You're just saying, hey, I'm holding space for these kind of people to meet. And it gets people into your business, and like I said, you don't have to go over the top providing them, all this stuff. Have you guys been to any like cool networking events hosted by businesses? I know the chambers host them, but
Yeah.
Yep, the chamber did one on Uncle Sam's boat tour that I thought was really cool. I thought that was fun, going around in that boat for 2-3 hours and just talking to people.
And
Yeah.
you really, so the Greater Watertown Chamber of Commerce, they host them every month actually, at a different business each time. And what's cool about having them each month is there's like different people at each one. You see a lot of the same people that you've met, at the last one, which is awesome, to reconnect and kind of, pick up where you left off. But each one different, or like each after hours that's a little different is it's awesome. It brings people from all over in different fields, and actually it kind of gives you like a little insight on their business and kind of what they do, and just showing interest, if you possibly want to get into the field.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about the boat tour was that you couldn't leave, right? Right, you were on the boat for 3 hours. So you almost said, all right, I'm here 3 hours. I love the view, but I'm also going to talk to people whether I like it or not, and so that kind of thing's cool. I love too the idea of the speed networking, because we did the speed dating thing once as an event. And the interesting thing about like speed networking is that there's a criteria, there's a certain, so you go there, you know what you're in for, and you don't have to figure out how you're going to make a conversation happen with a person. It's like, okay, da 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 da, go. Hey, I'm Mike and from the small business development, and you only have a certain amount of time, so it really makes it. And then you give them time after, and then if people want to reconnect after, they can. But it really makes it, because I think some people they're not just naturally able to go out and talk to. Some people are. I mean, some people have bam, 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 and they'll talk to everybody. But some people need that little extra kind of push.
I know it. I personally, I will set a little rule when I go to a networking event, and I have to talk to 5 people with blue shirts before I leave. I have to I have to give myself something, or I have to use the word ostentatious 3 times in different conversations before I'm allowed to leave. I give myself a little scavenger hunt thing to do, because I find them extremely anxiety producing. So if I give myself a little job, it's almost like, oh, there's one blue shirt over there. Gonna go talk to them.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, well, gotta give yourself tools to be successful. Yeah. Now, this other section of things I called customer service and retention, because it's a series of things having to do with that. And then we had talked about this at a different broadcast, but hosting a loyalty program of some sort. I don't know what makes you guys loyal, but it's something small businesses can definitely do that doesn't have to cost a lot.
In Colorado, there's a place called REI, and it's I don't know what it stands for, but it's recreational. It's something. I apologize. My phone is anyways. So, but the neat thing is you become a member, and I don't think it costs anything to become a member. But once you're a member, they send you the emails, once a month. But they also give you a piece of, they give you some dividend or something at the end of the year that you can use towards products, right? And it's not much, it's I don't know, a couple bucks or whatever. But you appreciate it that you got this little dividend, but more importantly, it makes you go back and buy another REI product, which of course is going to, their profit margin is going to be way more than that little dividend was to begin with. So they're still winning, but at the same token, they're kind of encouraging you to stay connected to them. And I think that, that's just one example of a good loyalty program.
I like loyalty programs. I think a lot of them are good. I think the best ones give you a free product every certain, amount of times you're there. Some of them will be however much you spend, you'll get the free product. And as long as it's, as long as you can find value in it, it's going to be a good program.
Yeah, you got to like the company to begin with. Yeah, actually, there's a local sandwich chain, right? You get, every time you go, you get stamped, and then once you've I don't know, 9 stamps, then you get a free sandwich. I almost said what it was. Sub. I said it.
Well, then
Sub.
again, on the other side of that, I know one that is if you spend, it's like if you spend, it's like 10 trips and you'll get like $2 off, and that's just, it's not worth it. That's never going to be worth it, really. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's only $2 off. It's not like 50% off. It's not like free. It's hard to find value in that, to keep actually, trying to do that.
And
Go ahead, Jordan. Sorry.
oh, sorry. And I think, like, as a business, it needs to be unique, make it interesting, make it unique, make it something that you don't see, anywhere else. It's really the big thing when hosting a loyalty program.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also it needs to have value, because if like Zach, what you just said, if it doesn't have any real value, then people are like, this is insulting more than anything else. But like,
Yeah.
like there's a local the local store that we shop in Clayton. If you spend X amount of dollars, then it goes towards gas points. And I've gotten like $1.40 a gallon off of gas from this. And that is an awesome value. Yes.
It is.
Like, it almost makes me want it. Hey, I'm going to spend more money. Give me some more bags of avocados or whatever.
So those are the best programs. Is when they can get you to want to spend more money.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut my door. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, no problem. All right. And this next one is actually something I've seen a specific business do. So I'm from Maine, and I lived on the coast for a long time. They make fun of Baja and all that. So there was a restaurant called the China Dinah. It was in China, Maine. And they did a $25 gift certificate drawing. I don't know if it was every week or every month, to people on their email list. And so when I went to work with them, they had this little diner in the middle of nowhere, had like, I don't know, 12,000 emails or something on their email list. And if you think about it, $25 in the grand scheme of things isn't really a lot. They could have spent that running Facebook ads or something. But instead, if you join their list, you got entered in to win a drawing, and they would announce the winner. They did a weekly email, and they would announce the winner in the email. So, yeah, just I thought that was really neat. So it could be weekly, it could be monthly, however often you send the email. But yeah.
I think it's a great concept. I think the best way to do that is to do it on Facebook and create a post. Like if you do a monthly post that says, just comment and like this or whatever to be entered in, and then you pick from those, you randomize them somehow. There's apps for that and stuff. I think that increases your engagement on your social media, but not only the monthly drawings, no matter how you do them, that's going to be a good thing. It's going to give somebody something to aim for, something to look forward to, and it's just a fun thing itself.
And I think it's really important too, when you do the drawings, is to, use Facebook and go live when you do the drawings, and make it fun. Don't just start the live and be all like, okay, it's the time for the monthly drawing, and then just do the drawing and then be done with the live. Make it interactive, make it fun. There's a business that they used to do that I used to really, really admire. They would do, like, right around Thanksgiving, they do like a drawing for a turkey or, something fun. But when they did the drawing, they go live, and they would just have so much fun with it. They'd be engaging, with the people that are watching, and it was just a good time. And back to what Zach said too, it's something for people to aim for and to look forward to and enjoy.
Now, again, pardon my old ignorance here with Facebook, but so if I do a post, then the business will automatically see it if I post from my personal account about the business, or no?
You have to, so you can like tag their location. So Facebook, it gives you like an option to put like, eating at, Joe's Burger Shack, or, relaxing at Joe's Burger Shack, when you do the post. So it's like tagging the location, but it tags the page also. It's like, I think they call it a check-in.
Yeah, but you don't, as the business owner, you can't see who's checked in. And unless
Oh,
unless the person's profile is open, like all my stuff, because of the nature of my job, is open. Like you can see, everybody can see everything on my Facebook. But if someone's profile is private or something like that, I guess if you were going to run the contest on Facebook or something like that, I would use some kind of contest app, because otherwise it could get confusing, especially there was a local vet and it was like, share a picture of your pet. And then what happened is people shared it off the post, but then they couldn't see them because their profile was private. It was a mess. And for a few, there are like you said, there's apps that will help you do it, and they'll make it so that every time when someone shares, you'll definitely see it and that kind of thing. And I think the reason that the China Dinah did the email thing, it was kind of when Facebook was just starting. It was among like one of the first years I was in business. So, but I also think that they were looking to eventually sell the business, and part of them getting ready to sort of sell it in the next 5 to 10 years was to build up the email list and say, hey, listen, like, because that can go part into a business valuation, because you can directly contact people. So I think that was their reasoning. And the guy was kind of old school. He had like a blog, but he didn't call it a blog. And in the email newsletter he did from the corner booth, like the owner of the restaurant, he like would be in the corner booth.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
he had a little like thing from the corner booth. So yeah, they were characters. They were fun people. But yeah, but they had a giant, I couldn't believe it wasn't even, I think it was maybe even more. I remember it was like 20,000. It was a lot for a town that has less than 1,000 people in it restaurant, it was crazy. And it was because everybody wanted the monthly gift certificate drawing, I think. But yeah.
Now, okay, so with email, if I'm a business and I send out an email, I heard that now, like if you have an email list of whatever, let's say 1,000, and you send out your email list, not all 1,000 will actually see it, right?
Yep.
Is that because like some people are blocked or whatever? Or
No, well, when you think about sending an email, there's any number of things that can happen from when it goes to my computer, say to your computer. It could be blocked on the server. It could be filtered by your email filter. It could be that, my address has been marked as spam. And so there's different things you can do to increase your email deliverability. Essentially, and I did this 5 or 6 years ago because I looked it up and there was like 150 people a day that were spoofing my domain name. And so it was giving me a bad reputation. And so what I did is it's something called DMARC. I'll just put it on the screen. It's one second. It's spelled like this. You can actually sign up for free DMARC monitoring for 2 weeks, and it will tell you how many times your I forget what the actual URL is, like dmarkanalyzer.com or something like that. But that's what this is. And then what I did was I locked it down. I should say I paid my friend Dave to help me lock it down. But essentially what I said is, okay, these are the services that send email on my behalf. QuickBooks.com, MailChimp.com, anything that sends email that's not me. I kind of whitelisted it. And I said, okay, anybody else, like, mark it as spam. And now my domain has a really good reputation for sending. So there's other things you can do too to increase your email deliverability, but it's never 100%. I mean, there's just stuff gets in the way, and anybody who says it is lying to you. But when most programs, like, and we did an experiment with a couple of different email services, SendGrid and MailChimp, it was all email deliverability was all above 95% for all of them. So the difference between 98.6% and 99.1%, in the grand scheme of things.
If you use one of those services like you
use a CAN spam compliant service to send marketing emails. You have to give people a one-click unsubscribe as part of it. It's the CAN Spam Act of 1994. It's why we don't get, how you get a bunch of junk mail. It's why we don't get the equivalent of that in our email, because if that was allowed, can you imagine? We would just be inundated with emails. So
even worse then.
Exactly. Yeah. Now your data is getting sold, right? And you're still getting stuff you're not supposed to get. But companies just aren't allowed to just start sending you marketing emails without you opting in. But they have to give you a one-click unsubscribe. They have to provide a physical address in their template. So that's why it's just easiest to use a MailChimp, a Constant Contact, something like that, because it's already compliant with all the rules. So makes your life a little easier. But yeah. So, I mean, email deliverability these days can be pretty good, unless, like I said, someone is marking you as spam. But if you're following the rules, they shouldn't be, right?
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
ideally. Now, this one I also would like to see more small businesses do, which is set up an affiliate program. And I actually did this when I launched my e-commerce site. I let people sign up and I gave them a 10% off coupon so that they could offer their audience, and I would give them 10%. So essentially I was losing 20% of the sale, and my margins are pretty narrow. So I was like actually losing money every sale, but I was only paying them when I made a sale. So I built, and I use this, and I've built up over 8,000 backlinks coming into that website within like 4 years, in large part because I had this affiliate program. And I think I've paid out maybe $300 of affiliate commissions. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but yeah. So, and it's pretty straightforward to do this, but if you want people to talk about your business, you got to give them a little bit of incentive to do so. And as a small business, you can totally do that. You can give them, like I said, a special code. You can see how many times that code is redeemed. They can see how many times that code is redeemed. And there's third-party services, even like impact.app and what's the other one? Commission Junction, Share a Sale. There's tons of third-party ones. Obviously, they'll take their percentage, but you can also just set one up on your own. And I think that would be a really nice thing for small businesses to do. Have you guys ever affiliated for anybody?
Yeah, I'm still not understanding. Can you explain? All right, so if I had a restaurant, how would I? I'm not exactly.
So let's say, okay, Mike, you have a restaurant. Mike's restaurant. Yeah. Ready? I love your restaurant, and I say, Mike,
thank you.
Give me a coupon code that I can share with my followers. You can say use code Nicole and get $5 off when you come into my restaurant. Just say coupon code Nicole, right?
Would I say that, or you would say that?
I would say that to my audience.
Yeah,
I'd say, hey, listen, go to Mike's restaurant.
But I have to honor it, right?
Yeah. He's going to give exactly you to honor it. And so, in addition to discounting it so people will use it, right? You also have to pay me something.
Right.
So whether that's a percentage of the sale or whether that's a flat fee, something like that, right? So let's say you say, okay, $5 off an entree, and Nicole, I will give you $10 for every person you send to me. So the customer gets a discount of $5, and then you send me a check or Venmo or whatever for $10. So you're losing 15 on that sale, but it's somebody that would not have come in otherwise, right? And I'm talking about it in front of my audience, right? And I'm maybe have a lot of local friends who also, oh, Mike's restaurant. Oh, I've never heard. Oh, I'm going to go in and try this. So, yeah.
That's really big right now. Now that you explain that, I understand that better.
Every time you listen to a podcast, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of social media influencers and even celebrities that do that with a lot of products. I have used a code to buy a product through a social media influencer before, and yeah, it's really cool. They give you 20% off, or one time it was like 30% off, if you use code Nicole on it, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's neat. It's a good way to get the business out there, and also show that the influencer is helping that business in a way.
Right. So it helps the influencer, but at the same time, that like the influencers, only a certain percentage are actually going to use the code. But meanwhile, the influencers talking to all thousands of their, like Nicole.
Yeah, in an ideal world too, the influencers' followers are your target market. So everybody who is in your target market just heard about it. And now you may get a portion of them use the coupons. Even if they use the coupons and you lose a little bit of money, they know about your company now.
But they know about, they're talking about it. And
then somebody they trust talked about it and gave them a coupon code for it.
Yeah, exactly. And how was the food at Mike's restaurant? Just curious.
It was delicious.
Was it good?
Yeah. Awesome. But I just, like I said, it's something I think a lot of people don't think about, but it doesn't have to be, and I will say this, a big audience for it to be effective. Because what I can do as well is, I know I've given out 22 of these affiliate codes, right? I can run a report and see, all right, who's sending me business? And like one of the pages has over 25,000 Facebook fans. They have gotten 0 sales. And this other page, which has about 1,000, has made most of the sales in the program. They're like a kind of small regional blog. So it doesn't have to even be a big audience for it to be effective. Just, a good audience.
One thing, this reminded me of one thing, like when we used to do all our giveaways and stuff, expiration dates can be really important. Like I was big on that because you don't want something hanging out there forever. Like you want to create an immediacy to the whole thing.
The one thing is with gift certificates, they're legally not allowed to expire.
Oh, they're not? Okay.
Nope. So what you have to do as a business is almost have like a slush fund, and I have some businesses who even set up a separate bank account for their gift certificate money.
Yeah.
And then as it's redeemed, they like transfer it just so that they can make sure that like, okay, like, this is how much is out there. I think there's probably a way to do it in QuickBooks or something. I've had a bookkeeper since I was living in my 200 square foot apartment cutting my own hair. So like, I don't really know much about the bookkeeping part of it, but there probably is a way to do it. But I do know some people who, the idea is that you have to always have that cash kind of on hand. But like Zach said, a third of people just never redeem it. And most people, when they come in, they're not going to leave money on the card. They're like, oh, I can have the dessert costs $7 and I only have $3 left. Well, whatever, it's free.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. And then something else I've seen done, and I'm not sure if you guys have experienced this, is something that everybody has as a birthday. Now, don't collect the year. I don't like it when they collect the year, but having some kind of birthday reward. Because my birthday's in April, and so every like first part of April, I suddenly get a flurry of emails. And there are sometimes stores I've forgotten about, and they're like, "Hey, here's $5 off" or something like that. Pretty much everybody has a birthday, so I would say if you can do something like that, that's lovely, and it's an easy thing to collect from your customers.
So now with a birthday reward, again, logistics, would it be only valuable or only like they have to use the certificate in the month?
That's what I've seen.
Yeah. For the week, birthday week, right? Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense because otherwise,
And it's just another way to make your customers feel engaged, and it's almost like happy. But I kind of look at it as a business creating a friendship with their customers, and maybe friendship's the wrong word, more like network connection with their customers, because you never know who that person that comes in your business is. They could be somebody, they could be an influencer, they could be a celebrity, they could be huge, and you don't, obviously you're not sure. So I think creating that connection with all your customers creates a great rep for your company, but also it's good, for them, because they can tell their friends, they can really spread the word about it. So doing those little special promotional things, so like on birthdays or near the holidays, different events is really important with creating that networking connection with your business, with your customer.
I love that phrase, friendship. I think that's really cool. Yeah, because then there just implies this great relationship.
Yep.
Nice.
And I think if you feel like the birthday is too invasive a question, you could just be like, when they became your customer is something that's very easy to collect, right? When you took that first payment. Because I've gotten an email before in a piece of software that I use, and I forget which one now at this moment, but it was like, "Hey, Nicole, you've been using the software for a year. Like it's been so," and I'm like, "Oh, like they remembered." But it's like, okay, they didn't remember, their database remembered, but still I was like, oh, they tracked that. Like I was kind of like, oh, and they're like, yeah, in the last year, a lot is, and then they used it to say like, hey, have you seen, like, we've published some relatively new resources, in the last year that you might have missed or whatever. But it was like, hey, thanks for using us the last year as a piece of software. Super, super appreciate it. Now, this other thing I've seen done, and I'm thinking specifically of Sunday River, which is a ski place in Maine. In one of their little cafes, they have one of the old chairlifts, and they have the scene behind it. And you can take all these goofy pictures in front of it. But creating an opportunity like at your business, you know, whether it's a cool art wall outside your business or whether it's something in your business that they can take some fun pictures with. I know of an ice cream place in Bar Harbor that has like a giant lobster holding an ice cream cone. And every time I walk by it, somebody's taking a picture in front of it. But
those are always great things to, you know, create like an iconic scene of your restaurant or your business or whatever. Like there's a place in is it Clayton that has a giant Adirondack chair. Like it's
the giant chair. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get up there, you take a picture, you have fun, you laugh. It's got the name logo right on there. So, you know, you post it, everybody sees where you are. Everybody sees, you know, that iconic picture. And it's just, so it's always a good thing.
It's unique. That word is so crucial to every business owner or anybody who's starting a business. How can you set yourself apart from everyone else? You know what I mean? How can you be unique and creative?
Yeah, I mean, that may seem like a little thing just to take a picture in front of something like that, but you're gonna have that much more fun with that restaurant, or you know, other than or opposed to the other one.
It's fun and it makes the experience, which is the end goal, you know, as a business, is to make sure that your customer has that special fun experience.
now, did you guys go to the chair to take a picture?
Oh,
okay.
Oh.
And once you were there, did you go in the business to see what was there?
Oh, we ate pizza there.
Yeah,
There you go.
we did.
Viral marketing right there.
Yep.
And like I said, it can be physically in your business too. Like I said, in that cafe, it was just in it was in this awkward corner. And I saw like, oh, there wasn't room to really put a table here or anything, but like they just created this little scene. And I have some dumb pictures of me and my friends, you know, at the fake chairlift, you know? So yeah, create some photo ops. And this is another thing I've seen businesses do, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You can even print them yourself. But like I have a friend who hosts a party every single year at his house, and it's a big party. He has signs like the ice is out here. The, you know, restrooms are everything. They're laminated. He like puts them out all over. So you never have to ask where anything is, you know, because sometimes you're at a party and you're like, oh, like they're out of ice. Like, where's that? Nope, he's covered that. So I'm wondering, like in a business, if people would take the opportunities to sort of help people help themselves, you know, saying, hey, like you want to start a dressing room, you know, walk up to the counter and give us your stuff and we'll set it aside for you, you know, so they don't have to necessarily ask you, I think is nice. Or it could be fun signage. I don't know. Have you guys seen anything like this in the wild?
Yep, my wife's bookstore, she has a sign out front and it says free air conditioning with the purchase of a book. And, you know, with an arrow inside, you know.
I always like those humorous signs or whatever. You know, some people have the chalkboard right outside and write something different every day. I always like stuff like that.
I think what really catches my eye is bright colors on a sign. You know, it's appealing, but it makes you like, oh wow, I wonder what that sign says. And you know, if it's pointing to go in a place, I'm going into place, you know, because I want to know what that business is about. But also, you know, it could so looking at the sign starts the experience, but the experience could keep going, you know, into something awesome. You're like, wow, I really want to come back here because they have this, and this. This is everything I've been looking for. You know, you never know.
Yeah. I was driving across the country.
What is it? You never know what's behind the door.
Oh, sorry, Jordan. I think I spoke over you. So say the last part again.
I said there's like some saying or something. I remember, you never know what's behind the door, something like that.
Yeah.
I've heard it before on, you know, you never know what's behind door number 2 or whatever.
So I was driving across the country one time, and there's, you know, I'm in, I don't know, South Dakota somewhere, you know, it's flat, right? And there's this sign, free water. I'm like, huh. Okay. And then you drive a little, free water, Wall Drug. I'm like, huh. And then you keep driving, and literally like for 100 miles, this company called Wall Drug keeps reminding you, you know, we have free water, come visit us, you know, then it starts slowly adding. So each each little billboard has another little piece of information. So now there's not a lot going on. So you're just driving and you find like, I got to stop at this place at this point. So sure enough, I stopped. I'm like, all right, I got to check this place out. And it was fun. And we went there and like, all right, and it was not planned at all. Free bathrooms, it's like, all right, we got to stop. So that kind of stuff, that consistency, that kind of teasing can bring people in. And like you said, Jordan, once they get in there, you want to also keep that going, keep that kind of feel going.
Yeah.
Nice. The other thing that I've seen done is people keeping their customer preferences on file. So there's this boutique store that I know about, and they mostly have kind of high-end clothing and housewares. So in November, they have a ladies' lunch. They have you come over, they have a nice catered food, and you go around and you pick out everything you like. And they like make a list. They have your clothing sizes listed and all that. And then about 2 weeks later, they have a men's night. So they have beer and they invite the men in, and they have all the stuff that their partners want all ready to go. But like, it can even be a little bit less formal than that. I think even if a store was like, okay, I'm going to keep your preferences on file, or like, brands you like, your sizes, whatever. And then when something comes in, they could say, oh, hey, there's something in here you might like. And then I go into the store to check that out. And of course, I'm going to check out a bunch of other things too while I'm there. But I think saving your customers' preferences, it might take a little bit of work, but for your more loyal customers, I think they'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, kind of like the wedding register, only going further. So that way, if I'm trying to figure out what I want to buy my wife, I go in there and she's already put, like, she has a little list of things she's interested in from the store. That makes my life very easy, and I love it. So, and she's going to like it too, because I'm going to buy her something she actually likes, as opposed to what I usually do is buy her something she goes, oh, this is interesting, but you said you liked it. Anyways. But yeah, so that then you get them what they want, and that makes you happy and it makes them happy, and it creates that customer interaction, and that, again, back to that friendly bonding thing.
Yeah. And just like thinking about that, it creates a target, So some stores, and even some stores have so much, they have a lot of products, but they don't know, they don't know exactly who to target, or they might have an idea who to target, but it may not always be successful. If you know your customers' preferences, you know what to keep on hand in your store for product, but you also know who to target. If you're having a promotion on that product, who to send the email to, or what social media platform they use, so you can make sure to have that on there. So it gives you as a business owner a better understanding of what your customers are looking for.
Yeah, so you can stock up accordingly and you can market accordingly. No, that's a great idea. That's a great point.
Yeah, and that thing you're talking about with sending specific emails like that is called segmentation, and most email marketing software lets you do that. So let's say that I was adding, Zach and Jordan to my email list, and I know that, Zach likes to bike and Jordan's more of a hiker, you know what I mean? So I could tag them, and then with my theoretical sports equipment store, oh, we got some new hiking boots in, I'm going to send those to Jordan, or, oh, hey, we're doing some bike tune-ups next weekend. I'm going to send that to Zach. And you're going to feel like you're at least getting something that, like, oh, like this business kind of knows me. Because I get these like weird marketing emails sometimes. It's like, oh, get a new case for this kind of phone. I'm like, I don't even have that kind of phone. Like,
I know. Yeah.
You don't even know me. You don't even go here. So yeah. So like, and it, like I said, it doesn't have to be, it can be just a matter of preferences, or it can be something more detailed, like a little registry. I just thought that store, they've been in business for like almost 100 years, like, and they've been doing this for, I think, at least 30 of that, this luncheon. And I'm like, yeah. And and don't worry, there's alcohol at the ladies' luncheon too. And then there's alcohol in the evening for the men's night. But I just thought that was brilliant when I started working with them. And then this other thing, making packaging pretty, a brown paper bag with a little stamped logo on it. Like, it doesn't have to be, this full color, whatever, I mean, and when maybe with a fun pop, I think of Jordan, a fun pop of tissue paper, colored tissue paper or something, but something so when someone's walking down the street, in particular if you're a downtown business, like, oh, what's that? Like, what are they carrying? I think that's a nice touch. Obviously, if you're mailing it to them, you can have you can make the packaging pretty too. But yeah, sometimes I just see people and I'm like, oh, I just wish you would have like taken that extra step. And it wouldn't have to be expensive to do so. It would really
a lot of
stand out.
times it can be really cheap. And for example, branding wise, if you have particular colors you always use, then if you use like the purple tissue, paper in the just regular brown paper with a stamp bag, then they see, oh, that's the purple tissue place. That's the, that reminds me, I got to go there, like when they're walking down the street and things like that. So
yeah, I think you should. Oh, sorry.
I
think you should always find a way to use your logo, use your colors. I mean, there's a couple of places around here that when you get their cups, like a coffee place, they don't have their logo on the cup or anything. And I think that you're kind of lacking some stuff there because you got to have that recognition.
Yeah, there's the story of the guy that ended up buying Starbucks and making it huge. He lived in Seattle and he kept watching people walk by him with these Starbucks cups. And he's like, wow, this place is popular. And then I think Howard Schultz or whatever. And then he goes, well, I got to check this place out. And then he went in and he decided, yeah, I'm going to buy this place and we're going to go national. And obviously it worked. Whether or not you like Starbucks, it's a perfect example of branding and getting and making that, attraction an extra mile.
Absolutely.
And something else too that I'm noticing more and more small businesses are doing is they have like special stickers that are made, and a lot of them put like, they're colorful, they're bright, they pop when you put them on the cup or on the, or on the bag, but a lot of like, thank you for your patronage, and then they have like their name underneath it, like, and my gosh, it could be like a small round sticker, like just something on there that A, has their name on it, B, is eye-catching, and then C, it makes that customer feel special, and like we talked about earlier, it creates that friendship bond.
Yeah, and it's cheap to buy stickers. Like you can buy, I don't know, 5,000 stickers for next to nothing versus getting all of your mugs printed, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, there's easy ways to do it for less than $25.
Yes.
And that is today's theme. And we've only got a couple more left here in my 30 list. We agreed on this last time when we had a Gen Z versus millennial versus of like in-store pickup versus delivery. I think we all agreed that we all preferred in-store pickup. So offering that as an option, it doesn't necessarily cost you anything. You might need to like, I don't know, get a little table or something and designate an area, a little sign, where to pick it up. But yeah, offering ways that people can just pick up the thing rather than having to look around and figure out where the thing they want is good for any business that has a lot of products in particular.
Yeah, that's how I shop anyways. In and out. Boom. So yeah, if I can just go in there and say, yep, my Mike Kenny, here it is. Thank you. Bye. Hey, you didn't pay for that. Oh, yeah, that's right. Here you go.
Yeah. And then item number 29 is collecting testimonials or review. I mean, we call them reviews too, from your customers, whether that's, sending people with a cool sticker to or something to your Google business page, or whether that's, having a place on your website where people can record and submit video testimonials or something like that. It's nice to have those available, because there are times in marketing where like, oh, it would really support what I'm saying to have someone else saying this. And it also does that whole social proof thing.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys seen interesting ways that people collect testimonials or reviews?
So a lot of website platforms actually, they always have a little spot for either the customer to write a testimonial, or even or even a spot to display some of the testimonials that they've had. One thing with that, however, is I think it's important that they're always keeping them up to date, because I've gone to some that they still have testimonials up from like 3 years ago. You know what I mean? A lot has changed in 3 years, or a lot could have changed with the business in 3 years. So as long as you keep those updated, I mean, it always makes me feel better, when visiting the business. So
Yeah, really good point. You want that timestamp of, and it's not that we're necessarily deleting old reviews or anything, but just getting some new ones to the top to show like, yes, this business is still good. Yes, this business still offers the thing that they were just talking about. And then the final thing I have in the list is creating helpful or how-to videos or articles, in particular if you sell a specialty product. So one of my clients is a pork farmer. Like he does, he raises his own pigs. And he's like, well, I don't. And I said, well, you know how to do all these recipes with pork, but a lot of people maybe need that. So they would buy it more often. But he's like, yeah, basically everyone knows how to make a pork tenderloin, and they might have breakfast sausage or something. But I was like, but you can do a lot more with pork than that. He's like, oh yeah, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this. And I'm like, well, I think it would be a matter of letting people know what they can do with your products so that they'll use them more often. So whether that's a video or whether that's recipes or articles, just like, or I don't know, as a woman, like I've been sold a scarf before. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Oh, here's a video of like 20 ways you can wear this thing. I need help. I need ideas. And if you know your product well, you could be giving me those ideas. Have you guys gotten any helpful articles or videos that made you finally buy something?
Well, I bought a particular type of siding simply because I was researching how to put siding on a house. And then I like the way that, I like this particular siding. I like the video so I'm huge into how-to videos. I use them all the time. I'm literally siding my house from watching how-to videos. And it's important that they're short. I think that's a key thing. Like if you are going to do a how-to video, don't ramble on like I am right now, just get right to the point. Okay, first you do this, then you do this, then you do this. I mean, make it long enough so they can wait, what? Like, remember this old house? Like he'd tear down a wall and it said the new wall would be up. And you're like, wait, what? How did it? What? Stop, so make sure it's detailed enough that they know how to do every stop, but or every part, but don't make them too long.
Split it up into segments, because I mean, I know myself, I don't want to sit there, and watch a video, how to do something that's 30, 40 minutes long. I want, I want to know, okay, step one, you put this screw in here, step two, like split it up so it's short enough so people can understand.
Well, not only that, if I know how to do, a good portion of it, say I know how to, open the hood, find the battery, blah, 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 but then I don't actually know how to get to this one certain part, then it's at least segmented so I can find that one certain part and be like, oh, that's what it looks like, or that's what it's supposed to look like.
Kind of going back, Nicole, what you were saying about like, how to cook, what to do with this piece of pork. A lot of, so I watch Food Network a lot. I absolutely love it. But a lot of the shows on Food Network, they all have their own, their own pot and pan set and their own, their own utensils that they use in their kitchen that they want to, sell to people that watch, to their viewers. So I think it's really cool to see, like, to have videos of them using the equipment, and how-to videos of recipes that they've used this specific spatula for, or this use this specific roasting pan to roast to roast a pork loin. It also helps to inspire people to try other things and to take it a step further.
Yeah, you can do a lot of cross promotions that way too, where I'm showing this one thing, but I'm using these tools, which is from another company, and then you get the other company involved, and then they're sharing it, you're sharing it, and again, more of that cross promotion stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, we're out of time.
We are, absolutely. But yeah, that was there's 30 total ideas. There's 15 in part 1 and 15 here in part 2. So thanks to Mike and Zach and Jordan for riffing on these with us. And if the SBDC has helped you succeed, I know that please reach out wherever you're watching this, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, or you can reach out on their website and let them know, because they are collecting testimonials. They want to hear your success story. And if you want to see past videos, there are playlists both on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel that you can check out. So thanks, guys, so much.
Yeah, and if
Thank
you
you.
need help, just give us a call too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh,
free.
right. That part. That part. Yes. The SBDC offers free and professional consulting, and you can email them at this address and they will hook you up with a business counselor that you can work with for years. And I know I meet with my, 15 years in, I'm still meeting with my SBDC counselor, quarterly-ish, to bounce ideas off of them and to get their perspective. So it's really valuable whether you're just starting or have been in business for a while.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thanks all. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
See you next time.